Now it's still not going to really hold much water because it doesn't really have anything, any spoon shape to it. So what we want to do is use this nice tool called Subdivide. We can basically click on faces and it's going to divide them up into 4 other faces. So basically it gives us more faces to choose from. And then you can simply click on those faces and really just kind of bring them down a little bit, and it's going to keep this nice smooth consistency but give us obviously a place to hold that soup or that water that we're going to hold. So now this really is a nice looking spoon or ladle that we have created here. So it's all smooth, you can see it and adjust it. That's the one thing I really like about Industrial Designer, is that all the edges stay smooth. You never get these sort of weird errors. You never have to worry about surfacing, as it were, in SolidWorks. It's really a different beast altogether. So what I've done here is I've actually copied the spoon itself, or the ladle, and you can actually drag a copy of this, what's called a freeform body, off to the side. Now this is great for revision control or trying out new concepts. So if you wanted to go and actually try to make this, this ladle a little bit deeper or a little bit taller here, you can just kind of sketch out a line and say, yeah, that's pretty much what I want. And with your new copy, without messing up the old one, you can take advantage of a really neat feature here called arc. Basically, you just pick the ends of the spoon, you draw a line, and then the arc attaches itself to the points that you select. So you can really just start to bend and shape and manipulate this a little bit more scientifically, a little bit more predictably based on arcs. Now, if you didn't notice, this robot also has basically arc manipulators on it. So you could just highlight different points and sort of rotate those to get the curve just the way that you wanted it to. So that little robot is quite handy. You can move it, translate it, and rotate it all in one little manipulator. So now we basically have 2 different concepts for this spoon. You know, one tall one and one kind of flatter one, and they're all stored in the same sort of model, basically a multi-body here. So it's great to kind of try out different aspects and how it might look. Speaking of how it might look, there's a really neat way to sort of visualize your concepts. There's actually filters built into Industrial Designer that give you that sort of concept look, all the way from ballpoint pen to charcoal to watercolors, cartoon. Really, because when you're doing sort of concepts, you might not want it to look like CAD. You might want it to look more like a hand sketch, so people really understand that this really is a concept work in progress. So I really like that they've added that in right to the software. I think that's something that's been missing out of SolidWorks for a while, and I'm happy to see that it's in Industrial Designer. So of course the question is, how do you get this into SolidWorks once you design it? Because a lot of the times we still want to bring it into SolidWorks to add other mechanical features. It's as simple as export. You can export in a step file or one of their SolidWorks XML files. Simply go to SolidWorks, open it up, and it's going to work beautifully. Now of course you'd bring it into SolidWorks because maybe you want to add some sort of other features to it, some actual holes or some round cuts, or you might want to include it in part of your model or attach it to the outer surface. Just the limitations are endless on this. So it's really neat to be able to go right from this really neat Industrial Designer tool right into SolidWorks so cleanly and beautifully. And you can see I'm going to use standard SolidWorks commands here, just a regular extrude cut, and it'll recognize it beautifully. So you can really start in Industrial Designer and in SolidWorks, and they play very, very well together. It's a great harmony the way that they work. So this has been, again, your clear look at SolidWorks Industrial Designer. It's a wonderful product, part of the SolidWorks family. It plays very well with SolidWorks itself, and I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen. I'm Jake Middleton, and thanks for watching.